crazy roller coaster ride that we all go through. But there comes a point in time where a change has to happen and a choice has to be made. My name is Dees, and I've come across many of these roller coaster rides within my life. Sitting in the front, watching it take a nosedive, straight down, and you never know when it's going to stop. When you finally start to come up, you don't bring yourself up, the roller coaster actually brings you up. But in this case, the roller coaster is Christ. Let me explain to you a little bit about my roller coaster ride. When I was young, I grew up in this drug-infested home. There was just stuff everywhere. It was all around me. There were people who sold drugs, people who did drugs. It was everywhere. It was all that I knew for such a long time. But the issue with that is that when it's all you know, then that's what you become. That's what you do. That's what you think you are, or who you think you are. As I got a little bit older, my mom had these issues in her life. The same kind of issues that I grew up around, that I've seen happen every day, was a part of her life. So it became a part of mine. When I was 11 years old, I had to move in with my aunt and my uncle because of drugs, because of these addictions that surrounded me in my life. At the age of 11, living with my aunt and uncle, it was a completely different scenario. I had brothers and sisters all of a sudden. Coming from being an only child, I had no idea how to act or what to do. They did the best they could, but that didn't really change what was going on inside of me. I needed something more. At the age of 15, I started playing football. And it took away some of these pains that I thought that I had. Football allowed me to create a spotlight for myself, allowed me to shine, allowed me to do the things that I always thought that I wanted to do. But there's still that hole. There was still a gap, still something there that needed to be filled, and I didn't understand it. I was in church when I lived with my aunt and my uncle. I was in church and went to youth and did worship and did all that stuff. Did everything I was supposed to do. But that didn't fill the void either. Church couldn't fill the void, so what could? What could really do that? I had no idea. So being a football player and doing these kind of things, I started partying and drinking and smoking weed and doing what I thought was fun, doing what I thought was going to get me to the next phase of my life, whatever that might mean. As I got a little bit older, I started to sell drugs. I would do the same thing that I seen myself growing up in, whatever that was, all the addictions, all the drugs, all these different things that I seen growing up. I started to do them because that's what I thought that I was, that's who I thought I was. But the older that I got, the more that I delved into it, the more that I just had to dive right in because it was all that I knew. So the older I got, I decided that I was going to find a way to make it on my own, to keep a spotlight on me. So doing drugs became a part of that. Doing drugs meant that I was accepted in those groups of people, meant that I was a part of that I was a part of something, seeing as how everybody else in my life had already walked out on me anyway. The more that I got involved in it, the worse my life got. I got a job. After coming back from college, I had a football scholarship and left college. Me and my wife decided to take care of my brother, which is one of the best decisions we've ever made. But coming home today, we look back at how these things changed. So after I got back from college, I started a career. And my career was really good. I was making really good money, but there was still an issue. I was still doing drugs. Drugs took over my life. They took everything away from me. The choices that I made reflect upon what's happening today. We went from owning a very nice home and having everything that we wanted to now we're trying to do it all over again. At the age of 25, I lost my brother, my uncle, and my mom, all in the same month. I lost it. I didn't know what to do. It was a terrifying experience because the people that you love the most are gone all of a sudden. The people that you feel like you can count on, that you've been around your whole life, some of those people are now gone. So I spiraled way down. I started using drugs in the worst way possible. It got to the point to where my wife, she decided that she was going to leave. Turned out to be the best decision that she ever made, because that's what helped me start to turn my life around. I wound up going to jail and found a place called Faith Farm. I did 9.5 months at Faith Farm and enjoyed the vast majority of it. I met some great people that God used in my life to change my life. I met Jesus Christ all over again. I found out that I had to have a personal relationship. And it's not even that I have to have one, it's that I want one. It's that I want to know what Jesus has for me in my life. It's that I want to know the things that are going to happen for me and my family. After the 9.5 months was up and I graduated, I come back home. And God has blessed me with opportunities to go and speak at juvenile detention facilities, to be able to go to these different places and be able to talk about Jesus. God's even allowing us to start to buy a new house all over again. You want to talk about change? That's change. Allowing Christ into your life, knowing that He is going to do all the best things for you in your life that He can possibly do. And the things that He can possibly do is enormous. There is nothing that God can't do. And I'm so happy for what's going to happen in the future.